10 surprising scientific miracles in the Quran. So that's the title of the video by FTD Facts, and let's watch it.
Muslims from all around the world view the Quran as a direct revelation from God, and often passages of the Quran related to science are used as evidence of the Quran's divine origins. Welcome to another FTD Facts episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and in this episode, it was actually requested by Don Zahir Machiavelli, and many of you also requested this topic too, so thank you for your video suggestion. And now this was an extremely fascinating episode, so you definitely got to watch it up until the end. I don't want you to miss any of these 10 miracles. So the first thing is the speed of light. Muslims believe that angels are created from light, and the angels communicate the affairs of God, which they get from what is known as a preserved tablet in outer space. And the speed at which they travel to and from this tablet, it turns out to actually be the speed of light. In the Quran, Surah 32 verse 5, it says, Allah rules the cosmic affairs from the heavens to the earth. Then this affair travels to him a distance in 1 day, at a measure of 1,000 years of what you count. Hence, in 1 day, the angels will travel a distance of 1,000 years according to the lunar calendar, because that's what Muslims counted at that time. The belief is that God is saying that the angels travel in 1 day the same distance that the moon travels in 12,000 lunar orbits. 12,000 lunar orbits or Earth days equals the speed of light. Now, science shows that. Now, the atmosphere protects us is the next thing. So the atmosphere protects Earth from radiation and meteorites. Now, this is also portrayed in the Quran 1400 years ago. In the Quran, Surah 21 verse 32, it says, "And we made the sky a protective shield, and they turn away from its sign." The next scientific miracle in the Quran is the female bees are the worker bees. So worker bees are actually all females. Now, the Quran refers to bees that generate honey as females. So listen to this. In the Quran, Surah 16 verses 68 to 69, it says, "And your Lord revealed to the bees, build your hives in mountains, trees, and in what they build. Then eat from every fruit and follow your Lord's enslaved paths. From its bellies exists drink of different color, in it healing for man." So in Arabic, the word eat or kuli is for females, and that's used in the Quran. And the term follow a path is the word usluki in Arabic, and that refers to females as well. As also the term its bellies is butuniha, and that's also used for females.
Okay, I was confused a bit when the translation of eat is kuli, right? Because what is it? Then follow upas usluki, and then
Term it's
and then because usluki and kuli, when it is in the form of instruction, right? Fi'il amar basically, right? So then then it trigger kuli, right? It's in eat is not something eat, but eat as an instruction, right?
bellies is butuniha, and that's also used for females. The Quran also mentions hearing before seeing. So this is what I mean. So hearing is one of the first senses to develop. Now this is only known in recent history, and it's also mentioned in the Quran. The Quran, Surah 76 verses 2, it says, "We created man from a fertilizing sperm to test him, and we made him hearing and seeing." Also the Quran, Surah 23:78, it says, "It is he who produced for you the hearing and the eyesight and the feelings, but little gratitude you show." So the Quran always refers to the hearing before the seeing, which turned out to be the actual order of human development in the womb. Flight comes in at number 6. So the Quran is also believed by Muslims to have foretold that humans someday would be able to reach the sky. In Surah 29:22, it says, "You cannot escape Allah's might on earth or in the sky, and you have no protector and no savior besides Allah." Also in Surah 84:19, it says, "You will ride one layer from another layer." The word tabak in Arabic means layer in English, and from this came certain myths about flying carpets, but now the flying aircrafts that go up layer upon layer are what we know today. Also, sound waves. According to the University of Washington, the original sound waves were not temperature variations, but they were actual real sound waves spreading around the universe. Now in the Quran, Surah 41 verse 11 indicates this, and it says, "Then he directed himself to the heaven when it was smoke, and then said to it and to the earth, 'Come willingly or by force.' They said, 'We do come willingly.'" So the heaven replying back implies that the heaven had a voice, which would mean it emitted a sound wave. Another miracle Muslims point to is high altitudes affect your breathing. As altitude increases, atmospheric pressures and oxygen levels in the atmosphere actually decrease, which eventually gets to a point where we can no longer breathe. Now, we all know this, the higher you go, the harder it is to breathe. Now in the Quran, Surah 6 verse 125, it says this, "Those whom Allah wants to guide, He opens their chests to Islam, and those whom He wants to leave astray, He makes their chests tight and constricted, as if they are ascending to the sky." Bones forming before muscles is also another miracle. Apparently the first formation of actual bones happens in the jawbone at day 41, and about 3 days later, that's when the associated muscles are formed. And in the Quran, Surah 23 verse 14, it says, "Then we develop the semen into a leech, then we develop the leech into a lump, then we develop the lump into bones, then we clothe the bones with flesh, then we produce it into another creature. Most blessed is Allah, the best of creators." Number 2, now we look at the part of the brain responsible for lying. So for centuries, everybody thought that the frontal part of the human brain was responsible for sight, because of course it's at the front of your head. But we know now that the part responsible for vision is actually at the back of the brain. So if you fall back and hit the back of your head, it could affect your sight or make your eyes go cross-eyed. But now science shows us that the frontal part of our brain, or the prefrontal cortex, is responsible for forming intelligent thoughts like creating lies. And Muslims quote the Quran, Surah 96 verse 16, that says, "A lying, sinful forehead," which indicates that lying is happening in the front of your head. Now, number 1, we have planets, stars, and all of the celestial bodies are actually moving. For centuries, it was believed that the earth was fixed and the sun and the moon and other planets and the stars and all that revolved around the earth. But an interesting passage from the Quran that the Muslims point to is Surah 39 verses 5, and it says, "Allah created the heavens and the earth in truth. He overlaps the night over the day and overlaps the day over the night, and enslaves the sun and the moon. All move to a pre-recorded destiny." Alright guys, so these were just some of the passages that Muslims called miracles of the Quran. But now I want to hear from you. Join in on the conversation down below. And if you have any requests for any future FTD Facts episodes, also leave them down below or shoot me a message on social media. Alright, now check you out, you overachievers making it to the end of another episode. Well, if you're here, might as well check out another video. Just tap the annotation right by my head. It'll take you to it. My social media links are also down below, so yeah, follow me over there, stalk me, shoot me a message, and I'll do my best to reply as quickly as possible. Hit that subscribe button to join the FTD Facts family and ring that bell to be notified of our future episodes.
So yeah, do that for this channel also. But anyway, that's part 2 there, so we might go and check that one shortly, or in the near future, inshallah. 10 surprising scientific miracles. So it is interesting because a lot of that surprised me in the sense that I have never heard of them before, because the things that I've heard of is like, meaning the pain, what you call, receptor on the skin, etc., right? So many of that I haven't or is not exposed to before, which is quite interesting. That is quite a good researched video, which is good, which is beneficial, which is of value. So thank you for watching. Hopefully, if you know of any interesting and useful and beneficial and valuable videos, do let me know. I would like to be exposed to things like this that I have never heard of or known before. Thank you for watching. See you next time.